Hiya! So now that you're just about done with class, I wanted to show you how to add projects to GitHub and GitHub Desktop outside of this, outside of your homepage for this class. You can, once you've received your grade on the 16th, you can totally delete all this stuff if you want and just start over. But you could just add on and keep this and change it. It's got, it's you could always just like redo the home page and then have it point to your projects that are already there. Anyway, so here's this. I don't want to add it into this folder because this folder is already known by GitHub. I want to have a whole new repository. So I know that this is in GitHub because it's got some sort of Git file. There's usually a Git ignore or Git attributes file. It's connected to GitHub Desktop. So if I make changes here, I see them here. And then, yeah, I can also, if I really want to make sure, I can view this, let's see, reveal in Finder. And then if I right click on this folder, I see it's in Sites, DES 341. And same thing here, if I reveal in Finder by right clicking on it, then I'll see that it is in DES 341. There's the folder. So I want to make a new folder in here next to this one and kind of keep all my stuff here. You could put it anywhere you want it, actually. Anywhere you want to have a project, just add it. I'm going to add mine here. So I'm going to make a portfolio site, and then I'm going to add it to my workspace. The workspace in VS Code you should really think of as a file that just keeps track of all of the different folders that you're working on. So it really, it's not a physical location. It has sort of links to different things. So I'm going to close this so I don't get confused by it. And I'm just going to create some files. Remember, the very first file in your website should be lowercase index.html so that when you go to the slash folder, it'll go straight to that index.html file. So that's your home page for the project. And then I think I'll put my CSS in a folder. So I'm going to give it a CSS folder. I'll just give it a JavaScript file folder while I'm here. And then in my CSS, I'll add a file, style.css. Okay, I'll make a script file inside my JavaScript folder. The thing about GitHub is that if the files are totally empty, they won't get added. So I'm going to just put a comment in there. You can do a one-line comment by doing 2 slashes. Hold, please. Alrighty, I'm back. So I was just putting a comment in here so that this will get recorded in jQuery, or sorry, in GitHub Desktop right away. And then index page, let's do our boilerplate. So do exclamation point, tab. I'm going to make a portfolio. So I'm going to change that Portland. Portfolio. Change that right away so I don't forget. Now I want to link my style, so I'm going to say link. It will fill it in, and I need to go into the CSS directory, and then I need to go to style.css. Okay. And then I'm also going to link to my script file. So script, you don't really need to do this, but I figured I would anyway. So it's in JavaScript, JS, /script.js. Okay, and then because, I just want to give you a quick tutorial, I'm just going to put an H1 and call it a day. So welcome to my portfolio. And also let's add something in the style just so that we have something in there to record. So I'll just do my border box, box sizing, border box. May as well remind you of the other regular ones you want to use, which is body margin 0. Okay, so that's good enough. Let's see how beautiful this website is. Go live. Oh, choose workspace. Okay, that one. Thanks for watching. There you go. best website ever. So let's add it to GitHub. So right now we have this repository. We want to make a new one. So I'm going to say, I think it's under File, add local repository. This will kind of do two things at once. So we'll just do this one. I'm going to go choose it. So it was in DES, and there it is right there. And I'm verifying it is not in my other GitHub repository. It's a whole new one, new folder with no Git files in it so far. So I'm going to say open. And then this is going to tell me this directory does not appear to be a Git repository. So that means that there's nothing on GitHub that recognizes this. So now it's asking, would you like to create a repository? So it'll create it locally. It'll initialize it as a Git repository locally. And it'll also create a repository on GitHub.com for us, which is pretty great. So I would definitely like to take advantage of that. I'm going to keep it the same. You can add a description. It's not required. Checking my local path. That's definitely right. Don't need to do this. Didn't really get into READMEs in this term, but it's a sort of an extra file to help people understand what's in the repository, what the project is. Won't do any of the git ignore or license. I'll just click create repository. And then now that it has done all that, I can do my initial commit, which usually I just say initial commit, init commit. The one time I don't have to think about it. Oh, 0 changes. That's right. It does this automatically for you, and it actually says initial commit. So that part's already done. And now I can just publish it to github.com. So if I click this publish button, this is where you want to make sure to deselect this keep this code private. Everything else you can just keep the same. So now we're going to click publish. Oh, I already have one. Well, I'll just say, so I already have one on github.com called portfolio. So I'll just call it demo. All right, and then publish. So that means that my repository name is going to be different, but my folder name is going to stay the same. I usually recommend always keeping them the same. Otherwise, it gets real confusing. But now, if we go to github.com, we should see that new repository. So this is on a different account, so I have to go to Alana Codes. And then if I go to repositories, oh, haha, yeah, it actually did this on my regular account. Okay. This won't happen to you. It's just because I'm working with 2 different accounts, but GitHub Desktop is connected to this one. So here's this one. And yeah, and there you have it. So there is my beautiful index page with welcome to my portfolio. And now you have two repositories in here. You have portfolio and you have your original one. So you can add as many as you want. I have 100 and something. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, so you can add as many as you want, and then you go through those steps of publishing it. So if I click on here, I can scroll. Let's see. I have to go to settings, which if your screen is narrow like mine, you need to do the 3 dots. Click on settings. And then I like to just zoom scroll all the way down to the danger zone and then go up. It's always right before the danger zone. And then for source, you're either going to choose main or master, depending. They've been it's like 50-50 with the class. So yeah, so I'm going to choose main. And then you can keep root the same and click save. And that'll refresh the page. And if you go back down, it will tell you where it will be published. So zoom, okay. So it is being published here. I'm going to click on that. Oh, that was really fast. Usually it takes a while. If you get here and you're impatient, and you're like, why isn't it published? You can explicitly type index.html, or if you forgot to do index.html, then you can type it in and it'll get you here. And kind of once that happens, then the auto forward to index.html will happen automatically. I think that's all. Just remember to keep things lowercase. Like if you're like your images folder, call it images. Avoid spaces in files or folder names. If you need to, like, I don't know, maybe inside my images I have banner images, I would do banner-images instead, or like hero banner. I wouldn't really say images and then banner images because I already know they're images, but something like that. Good stuff. Use a dash, but just stay away from spaces. Okay, thank you. Cool. See you later.